Hi, welcome. My name is Carlos Ramirez and today I'll be showing you how to shibori.
So first thing we're going to want to add is a teaspoon or tablespoon of acid dye, depending on how dark or light we're going to want this. Once we add the dye to the bowl, we're going to want to gradually add some hot water to it. Now make sure you just don't add too much hot water to the bowl at the beginning, because then we won't be able to really grind up this powder. And so let's just keep adding water and keep on smashing this up until into a really nice liquid where there is no more chunks. Alright, we're going to want to add a half a cup of vinegar. This is what makes it an acid dye. We're just going to want to pour it into the bowl and we're just going to want to stir that up. Once we stir that up, we're going to want to take it over to the simmering pot of water that we have on the stove. So now you're just going to want to add the liquid dye into the simmering pot that we got going on and really wash out your bowl so you don't leave any of that dye powder left behind. Perfect. This is what a healthy dye looks like, and always supervise all of your pots. So now that our dye is made, we're going to want to grab some strings and rocks. And what I have here is I have a rock in my hand and some silk fabric. We're going to want to put the rock behind the fabric so that we are tying the rock, and this kind of almost makes circles around it. It's kind of almost like if jellyfishes are in the ocean. So we're going to grab the string and make sure it's really tight when we do tie this. Put the rock behind your fabric. Today, like I said, I am using silk. I'm going to wrap the string around the rock. Again, this is to make rings. We'll see in a bit what I'm talking about. And we're just going to want to keep doing that with all of the rocks to kind of make a pattern within our fabric. And so I'm just going to go ahead and tie all of these rocks. Now we're going to want to add this to the simmering pot that we made earlier. And we're just going to want to dip the fabric into the dye. Depending on how strong you want it, you'll want to leave it either for 30 seconds or even up to an hour, depending on how strong the dye is and how dark the color that you want it. So please do be careful, since these pots are going to be really hot. We're going to want to grab some tongs and take out the fabric. Make sure you have a bowl with you so you don't get dye everywhere. We're going to want to rinse that for either, I would say, for about 30 seconds to up to a minute. We're going to want to cut this with a pair of scissors, or if you have a seam ripper, that would be great. Just be careful on to not cut the fabric. And once we cut all those strings off our rocks, we can really reveal our pattern. And like I said before, it really does look like jellyfishes in the ocean. I'm so glad we did this, you guys. Thank you. My name is Carlos Ramirez and I just taught you how to shibori wrap.